Hello everyone, the Eurotrip Adventure is back again. We haven't got Callum with us this time, but he will be back very, very shortly. I'm very sad by that. But today we are talking about, is there a power shift in the countries and their neighbour voting? This has come out after the Baltics and Western and Central Europe have had more finalists than Scandinavia in the last 2 years in Eurovision. All three Baltic countries qualifying last year and only two this year, but only one Scandinavian country this year in the final, and four of the Central Western European countries in the final this year, then of course being Netherlands, Belgium, Austria and Germany, who automatically qualified. Do you have any reason as to why there seems to be a shift in neighbour voting and obviously their success rate, because it's all flipped on its head a bit?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not entirely sure, because this year I think the Scandinavian countries deserve to qualify because they were my favourites. They usually are every year, just because that's what I'm into. I'm into the poppy sort of sound that they bring to the contest. So honestly, I don't know why this is happening. I guess there's just a change of what people like to hear, music wise. Like maybe it sounds more modern, such as like Used from Latvia. That was quite a what's the word? What's the word I'm looking for? Like,
Experimental?
yeah, like it's sort of different to what we've already heard before. It's dark but also like powerful, if you know what I mean. Um, though we could say the same about Estonia this year, who was dark. They tried the same as last year but didn't end up qualifying, unfortunately. So I think it's just probably the public's taste just shifting a little bit, like slowly but surely. But yeah, I don't see why Scandinavian countries didn't qualify, but that's just my own opinion, really.
Yeah, it is a tad bizarre that, what we've always known as in qualification records has kind of gone out the window the last 2 years. Like, for example, 2014, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania, Belgium, all were left behind in the semi-finals, but all the Scandinavian countries qualified, and then this year, none of the Scandinavians qualified from the semi-finals, with some very popular songs like Norway and Iceland, who we just both kind of thought, yeah, they're a dead cert, they're getting through. So it is bizarre. I don't know if people are just bored of Scandinavia controlling the contest, because like people have said, like it's always in Sweden, Norway, Denmark, they're just running it now. I don't know, or yeah, it's really confusing. Obviously, we did a blog about this after the second semi-final when they got eliminated, trying to pinpoint what happened, and it's very bizarre. We could speculate all day about this, but I'm just really, really confused. Going on to the Baltics, obviously last year they all qualified, and then this year only Estonia missed out. And as you said, they've all tried very similar things, and it's worked for Lithuania and Latvia, but do you think there's any reason as to why it didn't work for Yuri this year?
Honestly, I'm not sure. It could be something to do with maybe the performance itself, because honestly, I can't really remember much from it. Or it could be to do with people don't like how deep his voice is. I know a lot of people, don't like the deeper sounding voices and like the higher ones, maybe. Honestly, it baffles me because I thought it would have qualified. I thought all three of them would have been in the final. Um, so it's a bit of a shame, really, but. I'm not sure. Mainly probably the performance, but that's just me with my bad memory.
Yeah, so the performance wasn't perfect in Yuri. It was my favourite Baltic entry from this year. Same as last year, Estonia just seems to keep doing well for me in the last 2 years. Yeah, its performance wasn't amazing, but I still enjoyed it. I still thought I had half a chance. Just popping across to Western and Central Europe now. Belgium, I think, is the main thing we talk about. Top 10 the last 2 years, and they've been kind of known for being a bit wishy-washy with their songs and their results. Because we look at pre-2015 and pre-Lloyd, there was just no consistency in their results. Like Axel, with whatever that wasn't great. And then before that, it just always seems to be a bit hit and miss for Belgium. But it seems like they've almost figured it out. Like they 10th this year, 4th last year. They seem to just be going from strength to strength, it looks like.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to see that actually because I do quite like Belgium's entries. Like I liked 2013, obviously 2015, 2016, where they all do well. 2014 not as much. Like it was okay, but you know, um, but it is good to see that they're picking up the game. I don't know what they've done to do this at all. Like they just seem to have clicked. They've got it. They've got the formula in their head and they know what to do now, and hopefully they will continue doing this. Because obviously it was 2 consecutive years in a row that they've done well so far. So it's nothing to do with which broadcaster they've chosen or anything like that. Hopefully next year they'll still do the same as what they've done for the past 2 years and do as well as they've been doing because they deserve it really.
Yeah, I do think even though everyone did kind of slag off Laura and What's the Pressure in January because we all were, well, I was Team Tom for that. I was. I do think like Laura's result was very well deserved. I can't fault it come May, and very well done to her. Directly below her was their neighbours, the Netherlands, who again, at 10 years not qualifying, and then they qualified 3 of the last 4 years with a nuke, the common limits are now dour. And again, something just seems to click then, and it's a bit bizarre because they only ever seem to select internal, or all these decisions seem to be internal. So, and it all seems to be a sort of similar vibe, as it's always sort of mid-tempo slash ballad, and there's always seems to be this like country influence as well. So, I don't know actually how Netherlands have been able to sort themselves out as well.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess the country vibe sort of works for them. And it's different to the contest. Obviously, we don't see country all the time. It seems to just be a Netherlands thing. So if they want to keep that, then sure. Like, why not? If it's doing them well, then I don't see why they should change what they're doing. And obviously, the fact that they're all internal selections seems to work for them. Whereas with Belgium, going back to Belgium, they had the national final this year, but last year for Loic it was an internal selection. So I don't know. I guess it works for the Netherlands. I don't know.
And so again, 2 spots down from them, Austria. Again, they're so hit and miss with this competition, but again, they seem to have. I wouldn't say they completely got it sorted out right now, but this year it seems to have worked. They didn't change anything in their national final from last year to this, really. Well, not that I could really see. So I don't know how Zoe managed to make it happen on the night. She was so popular as we saw, especially in the semi-finals, second in the televoting. So again, Austria, I guess it just seems to be the song at the end of the day. I think it is coming down to the song, and less of what their friends and their neighbours are sending. Well, looking at the results, that seems to be what's happening at the minute.
Although I do think that 2015 Austria did not deserve 0 points, very underrated. Um, but yeah, it's strange to see that actually. 2014, obviously they won, then to be last in 2015, and then to come, what was it, 13th?
13th this year.
13th this year. It's like up and down, up and down. So they honestly, I don't think they can find the right thing. That they're just sort of throwing everything at the contest, and some things work, some things don't. But they should just keep doing what they do, Austria, because that's what they always have done. Um, but it's similar to the Netherlands and Belgium, where which they don't always pick like the same things, which is good to see. But yeah, I do like Austria as a country though in the contest.
I do think a slight change in this influx of, I don't know how we even call it, regional success rates, I guess we can call it, is maybe the new countries that came in this, or returning countries, I should say, which is also obviously Bosnia, Bulgaria, Croatia, and Ukraine. Obviously, all on the eastern side, but they still have an influence, and maybe, I don't know, maybe that is what could have caused them to beat, say, other countries, and obviously with them returning in the contest, it gave Scandinavia more competition. And also, as we saw, Bulgaria, well, 3 of the 4 qualified for the final. Bulgaria was a massive fan favourite. Jamala goes in and wins it, and Croatia was an early frontrunner. So I don't know actually. The only thing I can really imagine in my head right now is, have Scandinavia's talents kind of peaked and are they staying at the same level and everything else is catching up to them now? Or I don't know. I hope not.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I hope not. I hope they do, pick up the game again. But I don't know, because in terms of national finals, a lot of all of the Scandinavian countries use national finals to select their participants and have done for absolutely ages. I must say that these national finals are my favourite ones to watch because the quality of the acts is so high most of the time. Like I have at least two or three favourites from each national final, that I would have gladly seen going to Eurovision. So I don't think it's that's the problem. I don't think that's it. I think, as I said before, I think it's just the change in what people are liking recently. Um, Sort of like a genre change sort of thing. As we saw with obviously Ukraine winning, that is completely different to what I would have expected from a Eurovision winner. But it's great to see, and it means that maybe next year we'll see something like that.
Yeah, but as of right now, we're filming this, which is 14th of June. Four of the five Scandinavian countries have confirmed their participation, with only Iceland to hear on. All four are using their selection formats again, and for the Baltics, Latvia and Estonia have confirmed their participation, with Estonia confirming SC Lau returning, and they've confirmed the date of which the final will be hosted, which is the 4th of March 2017, and we are still waiting to hear on, say, Lithuania, Austria and Belgium, and the Netherlands have confirmed as well. So looks like they're going to be doing battle once again, and it'll be very interesting to see who places where this year. But hopefully, there'll be more of an equal balance of regions in the final. That's all for us. What do you think has caused the shift in Scandinavia's poor success rate from this year and last, and the opposites for the Baltics and Central and Western Europe? Leave a comment, comment, subscribe, and follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter as always. And we shall see you next time. Bye! Bye!